Here are my top 10 A Nightmare on Elm Street moments. So I'm trying a new video, so these are going to be 10 of my favorite moments of the entire franchise. And I have reduced it to only 3 spots for kills. So like three different spots can be dedicated to 3 different kills. So that I limited it down to that. So without further ado, at number 10 is Dean's kill from the Elm Street remake. I just think this is a really cool moment. It's a really cool kill to start off a movie. He gets his neck sliced really deep, so I really like that. It's a nice way to start out the movie, so it's pretty cool. Number 9 is when Freddy comes out of Jesse from A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, Freddy's Revenge. I just love the effects on this when the nails grow out of his hands. The fingernails grow out of Jesse's hands, and then Freddy comes through his chest, slices it open, and Freddy just comes out of Jesse. It's just such cool effects. And then he kills Ron, but Ron does not count as one of the kill spots, because it's much more about the effects of Freddy coming out of Jesse. So this really stands out in the Elm Street franchise, obviously, since it's on my top 10 moments, but it's just such a really cool moment. Number 8 is the Party Massacre from Elm Street Part 2. This will count as a kill spot, so even though it breaks the rules of, like, Freddy needs to be pulled out of the dream world into the real world, and he has no powers, I think it's still a pretty cool scene, because you get a lot of kills in just a short amount of time. So, it's really cool. It's really cool to see Freddy alone getting so many kills. He gets like 6 or 7 kills in that one scene. So it's just really cool to see that. Number 7 is Freddy recomposing back to life from A Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master. Even though I really don't like Elm Street 4 that much, Freddy coming back to life in that movie is awesome. I don't like how he comes back to life with dog pee, but how he's coming back is just so cool, with the bones reconnecting and the skin growing back. It is just so cool. It's really Hellraiser-esque. So I just really love this moment. This is easily the best moment of Elm Street 4. This moment really stands out. This is honestly one of the best resurrections of Freddy. Might be the only resurrection of Freddy that we actually see. But it's actually really cool. Since this is probably only the resurrection we've seen of Freddy, it really stands out, and it's really cool. Number 6 is the end of Wes Craven's New Nightmare. From the scene of when Nancy's kid is on the highway to up until the end when Nancy goes into the Freddy underworld and fights the Freddy Krueger entity, all of that is awesome and just so engaging, so thrilling. It's the best part of the movie. It is. It really makes for a nice cap on the Nancy trilogy, and it just makes for a good ending for the Elm Street franchise, even though we have 2 other movies. But just just if that was a finale, if that was like the final movie and we didn't have Freddy versus Jason, I think this would actually make for a really cool ending to the franchise. Number 5 is the opening to A Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors. I love how kind of scary it is. I love it how Kristen is in the house, in the decrepit Elm Street house. It's just so cool and pretty scary, where the little girl turns into a skeleton. There's hanging bodies in the room. I just think this is really cool. I think it's the best scene of that movie. So I really like it. You can really feel Freddy's power in that movie with that scene. So I really like it. It's really cool. Number 4 is Glenn's kill from the original Elm Street. This is easily one of my favorite kills of any horror movie. This is easily my favorite kill of the Elm Street franchise. It helps that it's Johnny Depp, so that's always cool. He gets sucked down into his bed, and then a blood geyser shoots out of his bed, and just the entire ceiling is covered in blood. It is so cool, and it's a standout moment in the first Elm Street movie. Number 3 is Nancy versus Freddie at the end of Elm Street 1. This makes for a really engaging, really scary ending to the first film. It's a really good fight. Nancy sets booby traps. She goes into her dream, pulls Freddy out, and then just Freddy falls down the stairs. He gets burnt by Nancy. The fight is pretty good, and I really like it. Number 2 is Freddy versus Jason from Freddy versus Jason. The actual fight, I'm including when Jason in his dreams and that fight where Freddy has the upper hand, and then also in the real world where Freddy and Jason are fighting at the construction set and at the dock. It's just such an awesome moment in this movie. It's the height of that movie, and it's just such a great scene in the entire Elm Street franchise, and even in the entire Friday the 13th franchise. It's just so bloody, so awesome. It's the scene you are looking for in Freddy vs. Jason. So I absolutely love it. But my number 1 favorite moment of the Elm Street franchise is the first 15 minutes of Elm Street 1. This is one of the scariest moments in the franchise, I think. It's a great way to start it off, where Tina is sleeping. She's in a nightmare, gets woken up because Freddy scares her. And you think she's the main character, but she's not. She gets killed within the first 15 minutes. And just her death scene is awesome. Just getting whipped around and slashed on the chest. Like, all the effects, and Freddy getting his face torn off, all the effects are awesome. The scene is one of the scariest scenes in any horror movie. The first 15 minutes of this is the scariest thing you'll ever see. So the first 15 minutes of the first Elm Street movie is easily my number 1 favorite A Nightmare on Elm Street moment. Thanks for watching.